Okay, so I'm gonna be real. I'm really like only doing this video because I feel like I have to like say something on it. Because there's like, you're seeing a blank screen here. Don't care about that for right now anyway. I'm using this for a setup. I'm seeing like way too many like negative videos on these things. I want to like put something out there that's like at least a little more positive than what it's been getting. And if the company contacts me, then that's on them. I'm not making money off of this. I know I'm not popular. I don't get views or anything like that shit. I don't care. This is just like kind of something for me to get out there, like as somebody like learning to do these. But let's talk about the Aeroband guitar. I'm going to be showing like my camera with both my regular learner guitar and this thing, but I'm seeing too many like negative reviews on this thing. It's, you can't see anywhere my mouse is, but yeah, this is supposed to be like, oh, it's a guitar that can do many different things. Like, I'll let you listen to it, kind of, sort of. Yeah, it does that. And so you guys kind of get an idea. My scene 2 should be, yes, the app. The app, you're not going to be able to see me like putzing with it at all because this is like just a screenshot from my phone. This is currently like while the guitar is on there. I could switch it from that electric guitar to an acoustic by finger picking, regular pick, an electric pop, guitar, classical, piano, bass, even a freaking banjo on this thing. And other than that, I don't know what the fuck that is. Probably like a synth. But obviously you're not seeing the app move. This is just an image of the app. Again, I have to clarify that. Like that little guitar there, the guitar tone, that's how many it can change between. It can change to many like different instruments. The sensors on the guitar itself, like up on the fretboard, they're like super sensitive, and you'll be able to like hear. 1 second, let me get my position right. Oops. That is one of the issues I want to bring up, though, kind of like as I'm like recording this. The little bar down here at the bottom of the strings, that's the mute bar. I can't really like. Maybe I could do this and just make it bigger. The bottom of the strings, like there's 2 rectangular bits. You can't see my cursor, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. 2 rectangular pieces. On the bottom one is a mute bar, so whenever you're just playing the strings, they'll tune until you touch it. Which, it's kind of in a bad spot. I wish it was like on the upper one. Like maybe that would have made the model just like a little bit better if that was up there instead of down where the hand is mostly gonna hit, because you're gonna get that. That's something like people complain about. Like, I've seen these videos where they complain about it where it's always muting, where they've had something wrong with the startup. Excuse me while I reposition that. Where they've had something wrong with like a startup and you're constantly hearing this. But it's an easy fix. Like on the app, you can actually turn off the mute bar so it's not gonna do it. And you can even take the mute bar thing off. It's only on there by magnets. So you could just take that off and that'll just ring out. To mute it, you would have to like stick your finger in between the strings there. But other than that, there's not many things that are really wrong with this guitar. Back to the app, you'll see the simplified. Simplify on the left hand. That means whatever you touch with this with the easy chord, you can set these to whatever notes, like from the C, D, so on and so forth. I don't know how well you can see those. You're not going to see them light up because obviously, again, it's just an image. But whatever freaking chords you play, like here's an E. I just have one finger on my guitar and it just You can play those notes with one finger. The only reason I see like using this is like you just want to do it for fun because you're not exactly that good at guitar. You can only do like certain things with it. There's a basic and an advanced that'll switch between like two parts of the fretboard. Like you can play two different notes on the same part of the fretboard. That's the advanced. On the basic, it's pretty much just Guitar Hero mode, where it's just one button is one fret is one note. And now I'm gonna switch to the camera. I think I put that on AFK, didn't I? No, I didn't put it on AFK. That is scene 3. Yes, 3. I'm working with limited space, so you have to forgive me there. Yeah, you'll see these are all lit up blue, and if I go here onto the app and hit the simplify, or rather the easy chord, come on, do the thing. Now you see they've gone different colors. I could show you my phone, it's kind of annoying. Literally one finger. That's what that does. And however, this thing is not meant to be a replacement guitar. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at my screen because I'm watching that too. Like I said, that little mute bar is like down here at the bottom. People could just take it off. It's kind of an issue a little bit, but just take the damn thing off or turn it off in the app. I don't think they had an app like when these people like made these videos. Like what I think they did was they just did the review. They didn't bother going into just capo thing or capo, whatever they call it. It goes over. My guitar is turning yellow when I do that. But yeah, they think too much that this is supposed to be a replacement, and it's not. This is not meant to be like a replacement guitar. These are just silicone little runners that will be sensitive enough for the notes. That wasn't even a note, sorry. But, see your fingers correctly on it. They work. I tried, oh my god. I'm so used to doing this and it's shutting up, sorry. I'm so used to shutting it up that way. Meanwhile, my real guitar... Sorry, my little silver tone here. I can just do the same thing, and it sounds... I have no idea how well you're going to hear that because it's a very quiet thing. I don't have it plugged into anything. You're not going to hear it very well compared to the Aeroband, which is another nice thing about it. Right now, there's the only 3 chords I know. But yet, people too much think this is supposed to be a replacement guitar, and it is not meant to do that. I think this thing is great for people that can't deal with the metal strings, like if you've got arthritis or something like that, or if you like want to learn it, because what I can do, what I can do is I can take these and plug this in, and you're not going to hear a damn thing out of the guitar now. You're not going to hear a damn thing because they're all in here. And that's great. Because if you live like in an apartment and they're going to complain about sound, you don't want an amp to make everything go really loud and people bitch, complain, and moan. But yeah, this thing gets too much of a harsh rep. I've also seen like things like the company itself had like sent out like cease and desist. I can't exactly blame them because it's like these people that are reviewing these things are just reviewing it for the wrong reason. You're just shitting on it. You're not telling the positives. Like, this is like the most motivated I've been about guitar in like all the time. I've been trying to learn it for more than 10 years now. Even since like high school was when I got this little silver tone back here. I got that like back in high school, and I like tried to learn it a bit, but because it's like I want to be able to like hear it sound well without like having to get an amp, because I got an electric guitar. I wanted a different model, but I got donated a learner, so that's great. Excuse me. But what I think of this thing is, it's a great product. If you really want something that's like really good for a learner and is not like ridiculously expensive, granted, I will say the price tag on this thing is a little high at like $450, but take in mind in the guitar world, like getting a brand new guitar, even a learner guitar, some of them are upwards of like $800. Even if you go to like the Guitar Center to get like a cheap like 150 something guitar, like a used thing, I don't see myself like doing that, because it's like it was somebody else's guitar and you don't know the kind of shape it's in, the kind of tune it's in. I just can't like myself like trust that. So I got this thing to be able to, and you can set it to whatever special tuning it's got. Like I've got the standard E, B, G, D, A, and E. Even though that's backwards and it's very annoying because they're considering the very bottom string as the first string. That bothers me because the closest string to me is the 6th string. I will say this 6th string is like extremely loud in all the tunings compared to the rest. So when you're like kind of just softly strumming, this thing is like an overbearing thing. That's another thing I want to say about it. It's like it could be a little overbearing. It looks like you can like mess with them just a little bit, like the string settings, and turn them down, but I find it's still like, even like the whole way down, it's still like jumping up there. I think they just need another firmware update for that. Store default, sorry, excuse me, pardon me, I'm putzing with the app. And like I said, you can like completely turn the mute bar off. Like I just turned it off there. So even though if I do this and nothing, you can just turn it off. Oh, cool. That must have been an update, because now your mute's up here. You can do it normally. So there's that. But I do like having this little mute bar down here, because that's a really quick like shush. Like if you've done like a note wrong like that, you just shush. Other than that, it like sounds great. You're gonna hear me do that riff a lot. That's kind of the part of one of the songs I'm learning. But yeah, I don't find like the issues like other people do. Like this isn't a bad product at all. I really think it's something great for people that are learning, like me, that just want to putz around with the guitar and need an easy way to do that. What, I think I said this already like so many times. What they think this thing is, they think it's going to turn into like, oh, it's trying to replace guitars. They're trying to do something new and replace it. Like how the keyboards replace piano a lot of the time in music history. That's a different thing altogether. A keyboard is not like a guitar in any sense of the form. A keyboard is something like way different, like way more advanced. Like this thing's almost there. I think with a lot more development and like hard work, I think one of these things could end up becoming like that. But as they are, they're nothing really but starters and learner guitars. And it's a push button start, so it's just kind of, oh, excuse me, over here. Like up here, I just gotta hold this and it'll shut off. I am done with this, so I'm gonna put it to the side. But it's never gonna replace like one of these. Oh, Bluetooth, that's good. Okay, yeah. That was my app, sorry. I'll pause with that. I'll find back the way it was. It's never going to replace the smoother tones of a regular guitar. It won't. but people are reviewing as if it's going to. I don't think that's right. That's not fair to it, because it's not nearly that far in its development. And from my talk with like the company, like asking questions, like I asked them, how is the firmware on these things? Are there going to be different models of these guitars, or is it just going to be locked in its model? Like I'll have to get a new one for like the newer things. And they said no, like as we get firmware updates, it's automatically going to go to the guitar, and you can change and do other things with it, which is what they've done. These review videos I've seen, like they're more than like a year old, so I don't think it's really that fair to say like it's a terrible product. These people had gotten Kickstarter models, and to me, like a Kickstarter model is like, okay, this is an early access thing. This is not a finished product. This is the beginning of a product. That's only like true for things that are electronic. Say like the Aeroband guitar here, or like a computer game that's being thrown through Kickstarter, something like that. That's like, they're all still developmental. It's not like oh, this is our finished product, here you go. No, even now, like, they're selling this by their website by itself. Even now, it's still an unfinished thing, and I hope they're going to do a whole lot more with it. Like, I can hope it's going to become something better. It has its flaws, yes. Like, the strings, there's not a whole lot you can do with it just yet. I'm kind of hopeful maybe that the company will make, like, a secondary, like, neck that you can order that will act like regular strings up here. Like, you can, excuse me. Like, you could bend these and do all this with it. Maybe in the future they'll do that and have something that'll stabilize their little silicone string design. So you can just bend and push around the strings like that. Do the regular vibrato and all that nonsense. I'm not any good at doing those. I'm not going to do those on the camera here. But it's completely unfair to call it a bad product when you have, like, such a base model of it. It's really unfair to the company itself. I'm not trying to, like, knock whoever, like, did these terrible reviews of it, but I'll be honest, you just come off like a pretentious hipster saying that, oh, it's a piece of junk, just throw it away. No. Give new things like that a chance to develop. Like, they gave you, like, this base model. It's like, okay, this doesn't seem like a final product. Maybe there's going to be more to it. I could say that about a lot of games nowadays, but, you know, companies are learning, and that's the most important part of it, is they're learning to do new things that make everything easier. Sorry. But what I'm doing... Another thing they said, it's like, oh, yeah, like, it's good for learning, but when you go to a real guitar, it's gonna feel like barbed wire, is what the one dude said, like, so, like, nonchalant and so monotone. Like, dude, you're just a hipster. Shut up. Yeah, of course it's going to feel like barbed wire. They're metal strings. Of course it's going to hurt for the first, like, year. Like, because of the way my fingers are, like, I don't think I'm going to get many calluses, because I'm used to, like, rougher. Like, it does not hurt, like, nearly as much as it probably should. But I'm putting that down to the kind of work I had before. But it's like, going from the silicone to the metal is not that big of a jump. It's not that bad that it's going to feel like hell to play a real guitar. No, it won't. You'll get used to it. That's the part of learning guitar, is you get used to new things as you're going to play and everything. I'm finally going to switch off this camera now and go back to this. There we go. I'm more comfortable off camera. But yeah, I really think, like, all in all, it's really an unfair thing to give this a bad review. Does it have flaws and problems and other things? Yes, it's not a perfect product, but it's not a bad product. we can all at least admit as adults, like, there's better. There's better things that can be done, and there's things that are better than it. A regular guitar is way better than this Aeroband. No, like, no contest. A regular guitar is going to be way better all the time. I can absolutely assure you that there is not going to be much better than a real guitar for maybe another 30 years. Look at what people have done with music, like, in the current generation. It's like, we have auto-tune. We have all this dumb bullshit that's being, like, thrown in. There's even AI doing stuff now that people don't like. When it comes to that, I kind of just, like, laugh at the AI music. But other than that, it's like, you can't just shit on a product because it's new and it's not completely developed out. You can't just shit on it because of that. I keep saying it. It's like, it's unfair. It's not fair to the company. It's not fair to people that, like, want to get these and learn how to play. This is a great thing for a learner. And I think more people should, like, take that in consideration when they want to get a guitar. Like, say you want to get a guitar for somebody who wants to learn, like, say your kids want to learn or something like that, but you don't want to spend up towards $1,000, get them the Aeroband. Get them, it's maybe $450, but sometimes they even do promotionals where it's less, and you can get this and its case for way less. And the phone app is, like, real simple to use. The guitar tab is what you see here. The songs tab is pretty much go into Guitar Hero mode with, like, that easy chord and, like, simplify chord. Simplify chord. You can go into that. Like, there's the drums there at the side with the beats per minute and all that. The settings where you can change, like, what tune it is, like, from the standard to many different things. Like, say how Herman Lee has his tuned a different way. Using Herman Lee as an example because A, he's one of my favorite guitarists, and B, off the top of my head, he's, like, the only one that comes to my mind while I'm making this video. There are so many, like, different guitarists that I do know. It's just, he's, like, fresh in my mind. I'm going to the concert next month. They set their guitars to, like, such a different tuning. You can do that with this. Does it really work very well? I'm not, like, completely certain, to be real with you. I'm not sure, like, how well it does with that. I haven't really puzzled with much of the other instruments aside from just the electric country guitar. I hope they put, like, a regular electric rock, because I don't see, like, electric country, like, being as standard as it is. Electric rock sounds a little bit better. I at least think, like, they should add, like, more to it in firmware updates, like, just maybe a little more. Ironically, the symbol for the electric country is the kind of guitar I want to get. Like, that's my next, like, purchase venture is going to be that. That's a really expensive guitar. Then you have the tutorials tab where it'll teach you how to, like, play with it. But they're not... I, like, went through one video, and I think they could do a little bit better with that. I don't think they should start with, like, the tabs thing where it's just you see the numbers, like, on the strings. No. What you should do is, like, the standard chords, like, oh, here, hold on, I'll go to my camera again. See, something like this, where it's the legitimate chords. Excuse me while I get the position of this correct, because I'm not really good with my camera. Like, say that. That's a really good teacher for that. And it's how... because it's where you're putting your fingers. And as you advance with these books, like, you can figure out, like, faster and different ways to do these chords. Like, say the B that I was doing, excuse me, I have to find that page. That is a bit of a hike on my book. There we go. Yeah. Say the B chord. You can pretty much, like, shortcut that down to 2 fingers, like the finger that's covering the 2nd fret, and use your ring finger here or your pinky to do the other 3. You can do that, and it's an easy shortcut. There's things like that you learn by, like, playing and putzing around with it. I think when it comes to the tutorial of the app, let me get back to that. Yes, the tutorial thing there, I think that needs a little bit more development. I don't think people are going to like find that very helpful to learn. Like just by doing like the tabs thing, I don't think that's very helpful. I think like people that are complete beginners like me, who haven't really picked up a guitar and got their motivations from other things, I think what's more beneficial would be books like the Guitar Chords book here that I have that I just showed, where it shows you where to put your fingers and everything. I think that's way more beneficial than their tutorial. So that's maybe something the company could look into. Obviously, your little Bluetooth symbol up there, that helps you connect the guitar. You can actually you can see the battery power of the guitar up there at the top corner. I have to charge mine a little bit because I have OCD and it needs to be 100. That bugs me immensely when it's not at 100 for whatever reason. I'm the same way with my cell phone. If like it's not at 100%, it's like I'm gonna go to pull it out one day and it's not gonna be charged. I'm gonna be like, shit. Now I gotta sit for an hour and let it charge. And obviously, there's other things you can do that's going to help you with guitar, like one of these. I'm not gonna put the product in my description, but you can search up the guitar exercise thing, and you'll pretty much find this on Amazon like really quick. You'll see, like, with my fret hand here, like, my pinky really struggles with it. Meanwhile, on my right hand, I can squish this thing. But on my fretting hand, I got a little bit of work to go with it. This isn't even with any of those adjusted to tighter. So, I've got some work to do there. There's many other things you can get for yourself that'll help you learn the guitar a little bit better. This is definitely helpful for helping you stretch and do other things. Like, you definitely need to stretch. It hurts when you're first learning a guitar. It does hurt to have to move everything around in the way that you do. And I can attest to that because I've had like a sore wrist for like the last week and a half from me just putzing with both of these now. After I got the tuner for my little Silvertone here, it was game over. I was putzing with this thing again, all over again. I probably need to change the strings out. I'm not sure. I'm no expert with guitar. I'm just learning like a lot of other people. But again, like my point of this video is like, don't treat something like this unfairly. It's a great product. It's not perfect, but it's great. It's really good for learners, and I want to like spread that message. It's like, don't listen to these people that do just negative videos about it. I want to say like, don't listen. I know it's also like not fair to them to say that, but it's like, a lot of these videos I've seen of it were just shitting on it, like, oh, just take it apart, put it in the trash. Yeah. No. Don't treat a product like that. There are products to treat like that are just really shitty things out there. This ain't one of them. That's not fair. The company, I don't know if there's any truth to like the cease and desist things, like if people just made that shit up. Honestly, like that's none of my business. Honestly, it's none of anybody's business. It's like, that's not anything we can do about that. But to sit there and say that this is a terrible product when you're given a starter model that wasn't completely updated yet, and how far they came now, because the Aeroband model from then and the Aeroband model from now is such a different thing in scale. It's like, give it a chance, because you're gonna be more satisfied with it like as it develops. If your problems are like it with like the mute thing and the strings, if they're really like such a problem, tell them about it. And like with the mute bar with this little stupid thing, just take it off. You can mute the strings another way. Take it off. It's on by magnets. You don't need to unscrew anything. Granted, that leaves the strings a little exposed. Leaves that part of the strings a little bit exposed, which they could get damaged accidentally. But when you're playing with it, just take that off. If you don't want the mute bar, take it off. It's not hard. I also think like they're a little bit biased because I think they did this without playing with the app. It's like you definitely have to play with the app. It's something you really have to putz with. Because even me, like, I'm kind of confused with it a lot of the time. I have to really look into it. But people are way unfair with this guitar. And it's a nice, easy, just take the two apart. And it stores nice and easy. And it's really compact storage, which is very, very nice, especially for me in a small little area like I'm working in currently. But the whole moral of this video is like, look, this thing is not perfect, but it's still something for learners. Like, learners should kind of start with something like this, where they have these little silicone strings. You're not, like, busting up your fingers too bad. But what I also say is, while you're doing that, save up for something like my little Silvertone here. Excuse me, you're hearing me bang everything together. Save up for something like the Silvertone here, where it's just... And then you can actually train your fingers better. You can train them to handle the frets up here. Sorry, I'm pausing. I don't have my pick anymore. I put it away in my little case. That's another great thing I'll say. Like, the case for the Aeroband is really good. What it has is, like, above the baseboard, it has a pouch that you can put your guitar pick cases in. Like, I'm straight up using a Switch Games case to hold all my guitar picks. Because it works. I don't know why. But a Switch Games case works for holding guitar picks, and it's amazing. I love it. That is awesome. Put that away. No, don't knock things over. Don't need to spill soda. Okay. That back a second. Yep. It'll come with that. It comes with its own charger cord. I've just been using my phone's fast charger because it's the same cord. That's down here. That's down there. You can plug in a regular adapter that'll go to your computer. I wonder if it'll work with Rocksmith. I haven't tried it. I have Rocksmith, I just don't play with it. And there's this little charger thing there. On the other side here, there's a microphone adapter for God knows what. There's your headphones, which to me is like a godsend. I am like super self-conscious when it comes to playing. If I don't like know it sounds good, I don't want people to hear it. That's just me. I'm super anxious about that. So whenever I have this thing on, I'll have my headphones plugged in and I'll be playing with it. Because the only thing you're hearing is... You ain't hearing shit out of that. Like I said, if like... Maybe a later model, they could just take the little mute thing and switch it to up here. So it's a little bit easier. There's no like chance of your hand brushing against it. But these are just on by magnets. You can just take them off if you wanted. It's not advised. Please do not. Because these things are directly sensitive. I don't want to really break these things. You can get replacement strings, and they're cheap. So, have faith with that. But I'm not sure how to change those yet. So, I'm not going to putz with that. I'm not going to break it. As a learner, I say it's a great product. I know there's guitarists out there that are like, oh, we're experienced, seasoned veterans, and we say this is shit. No, you don't. You just hate new. You're being a hipster. Calm down. Take a minute to breathe about it. Like, look for the positive. Don't just look at the negative. To me, right now, the negatives are like few and far between. Because I'm not a seasoned guitar head, or however you want to call that. I'm not a seasoned guitar head at all. I'm just a beginner that's just picking up a guitar, and because I got this thing, this is like the most motivated about learning guitar that I've ever been. Like, I've like picked this thing up like numerous times in the past and just like started to try and then just went and then I put it away and it sits for 4 or 5 years and then I randomly get the motivation to do it again and come to the same problem of I start doing it and I'm like, this is really complicated. But then I got this Aeroband where I can set the chords to play the notes and I can hear what they're supposed to sound like to a degree and be like, okay, if I can get it to sound like that, then I can like learn the chord. Like immediately I can hit an E immediately and the A immediately right now. There's the ones that I've like memorized and B I've kind of got down, but the rest I've got to learn. That's going to be a long road for me because I don't have the best memory for it. So that might be my issue. I'm not picking up the guitar for any other reason than like wanting to play songs that I like. I'm not doing it professionally or anything like that. I just wanted a hobby and I was motivated to music. I love music. So when I got this Aeroband guitar, not this thing obviously, this is my little Silvertone. When I got this, I was super happy about it because it's like, this thing is like so easy to use and it's so helpful because on that app I can like see where my fingers are. If I'm not doing something right, it tells me I'm not doing it right. Because down here, hold on a second, let me get this back up here. Down here at that little fretboard down there, it'll tell you where your finger is at or where the pressure is being pushed. It has really good sensors on this little fretboard that tell you, oh, you're pushing this button or pushing this button. But if your finger is like hovering it, it's not picking up the whole thing. Maybe that might be a firmware update where it helps do that better. Bar chords is a little bit difficult to do. But right now there's not a lot of things this can do, but what it can do is help learners like get on the right track and help them do better with guitar. What else can I really say about that? I've probably repeated myself like 100 times. You'll have to forgive me. That's like ADHD. There's times I'm forgetting what I'm saying in the middle of doing one of these. I'm not scripted. I don't do any of that. But yeah, it's a great thing for learners. Like, pick one of these up and give it a shot. Because you're not going to find a better like guitar substitute. There are like so many things out there that are like, oh, this is a better substitute for guitar. And what it is just this bit of the guitar. And like they've repurposed down here as your baseboard. And it's this like thin little thing that's like this big. Like, no, I don't like that. That's something I don't like. That ruins like a lot of things for it. Then there's things like this that are like a great product, and I don't know why I'm using this hand to do that. I should be using this one. There. What I don't get is there's so much hate for stuff like this, for new things like that, and we really shouldn't be hating on it. It's not fair. It isn't. I've said that a million times already. It's not fair to the company. It's not fair to the product when you're just completely shitting on it and saying it's a shit product because you got this really base beginner model from what they started with. Like, if you get something that works with like electronics and all that, and you get something that you're like, oh, this is crappy and all that, it's like, take a moment to think about it. Are they going to do better with it? Are they still developing it? Ask the questions to them. It's like, okay, I want the rundown of this model. Are there going to be new ones? Are there going to be different updates that change how it works? Like I said, it's like, are they going to get new necks? Like, are they going to make different ones for different things? Like, I would really love if they would, like, make a bass guitar neck. They have a bass option on it, but that doesn't work well with 6 strings, I think. And I think being able to have like a couple different necks for things would be a lot more helpful than that. They could even get a keytar neck. I know you know what I'm talking about if you've ever like had music experience. A key guitar is literally a keyboard on a guitar frame. Those are kind of cool. I like that. So my final word on it is, if you really have the money to blow on it, give them a try. It's really lightweight too. I should not be one-handing this, but I can't exactly do that with my little Silvertone here. This thing's heavy. I theoretically could, but I should not. Definitely give the Aeroband a try. Don't let the company just sit and turn into something that dies because it's not getting enough attention. It should get a little more attention, at least. Just a little more, if I'm being honest. I think the company itself, they need to look hard into its development. I want to say this to game devs so much, as I'm a gamer on the PC here, as you see me play games constantly. I want the devs to really stop and think about their products. They need good quality control. They need a good development. They need a priority list. Big time. Need a priority list. Yeah, that is very important. So if the company gets all of this, please take that in mind. Don't count it as I'm calling your product shit. I'm telling you it does need different development. I strongly believe you have something good here, but it needs to be a little better in different ways. But those different ways are just developing it to almost mimic a complete guitar. But when I see these other people that do these videos reviewing it, I've seen the product videos myself where they're just taping over the audio and using a song that maybe they got from the product itself, but you can't be certain. I've seen one where they have the white guitar and the dude's doing the piano. I can literally hear the keys being pressed. I can literally hear the keys being pressed from the song they were doing. They did that on a straight up on a keyboard. I will say I don't like videos like that where it's no, please just use the sound of the product. If you're going to advertise the product, please use the sound of the product. Don't throw these people around with videos like that. That's unfair to the buyers. It's oh, it doesn't sound like that. It's yeah, it literally does not sound like you can hear the keys being pressed. But that's something I picked up with when I was watching that video. I'm very, very music oriented, where if I'm listening to a song, I can hear the specific instruments being played. Or if somebody's on a keyboard, I can hear the specific sound of the key going down. I'm so used to picking out the sounds by ear for stuff like that. That's just something I picked up on. And I know they're doing a lot of videos like that. They should not do that. That's really my biggest gripe is please use the product sound. You have a good product, use it sound, please, because the sound is very good. The speakers in this thing are very, very good. Which that's the most shocking thing ever. Because in history to me, I've seen things that have those little built-in speakers, and maybe after a week that speaker is fried and destroyed because they don't last long. There's these little touch mat keyboards that if you touch too many keys, it goes freaking berserk on you, and you think, oh god, I just broke it. Oh god, it's going to explode. Where the speaker does that. This, however, with this product, the speaker's very, very good, and I see it working for maybe more than a few years before maybe I have to think about replacing it. I don't know. But my final thought is, again, if you really want to pick up something that's going to help you learn to play guitar, pick one of these up, because I will say from my own experience, it's as soon as I got this is the most I've been motivated about playing guitar for more than 10 years. Like, this is it is by far the most motivated I've been, because this thing's actually, like, helping me, like, okay, it should sound like this. And I've been going to, like, different websites, like, finding chords to different songs, and using, like, the easy chord thing to just play it, just for shits and giggles. I'm not someone that's, like, aiming to be a professional. Like, I'm not gonna do this, like, professionally. I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it to play songs that I love to play. Or love to hear, rather. And people that, like, know what riff I was playing, like, yes, they're exactly the reason why I picked up guitar. I won't shy away from that. That series was exactly why I picked up the guitar. And why I wanted, like, the Gibson Les Paul of a certain color. Excuse me, my nose is stuffy. But yeah, if you want to, like, learn guitar, I highly recommend picking one of these up. But also do yourself a favor. Also save money for a legitimate guitar. Maybe something like my little Silvertone. I don't know how cheap those are. I got this for my brother-in-law as a Christmas gift, so I wouldn't, like, when I did not have money at all for a guitar. Because I did not know that my guitar that I really wanted was $3,000. And I'm going to be saving up to do that eventually in the future. I need to get another job first. You're also going to have to ignore, I'm wearing my shirt inside out here. You're seeing, like, the little seams down here. It's because it has a company logo down here, and it's like, they don't want that. See, my God. Yeah, they don't want that kind of out there and about. So I kind of turn the shirt inside out. Yeah, pick one of these up. As a learner, I highly recommend it. Because this is going to help you learn. Can I do it without actually looking at it? 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And then E chord. E, do that for A, and then my B, I just do that and that. Like that. See, there's my shortcut for the B. It's like, there's 2 fingers. That's it. There's my shortcut. I have to do shortcuts because my fingers don't... I can't really do that. It hurts. So for right now, I gotta do shortcuts, and I love it. But yes, please, like, get this product. And people that want to review them, please take in mind, you do need the app to get the updates for, like, the firmware stuff that make this better. It fixes this thing's problems when you update the firmware. Like, please, don't just shit on a product because right now it's flawed. It's going to be flawed. You can expect that nowadays. I don't know what those people were expecting. They were like, oh, we want something that's immediately perfect. You ain't getting it. No company on earth is perfect the first time. But that's all I gotta say to it. Hello, it's been a very long time since I've actually used the camera, and this is a very good one. And yes, I realize it's like a weird light. It's got its own little ring light thing on it, for obvious reasons. But hello, this is like my long-time face reveal. I had videos like with my face up a bunch of times before. I'm sorry, I super unfocused this because I did wrong with the light. Sorry. But yeah, it's not a bad product. Please give it a shot. And that's all for now. I will see you guys in the next gaming video I do, which I don't know what that's going to be. Goodbye.